Let's see. The next show we're going to be talking about is Occultic 9.
I was curious about this one.
I liked it a lot.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
You had this one, Segro.
Yeah.
Oh, am I the only odd one out on this one?
Really?
Wow.
Who else watched it?
We watched it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I feel left out now.
I still don't know how to feel about it because I feel like the first episode. Well, I got the first episode. So the first episode was them talking really fast, making jokes.
Yeah.
I just felt like I had a bunch of information just thrown at me.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
And then
And
I was like, wait, what's going on? Wait, hold on. Wait, let's rewind it. I gotta get this right.
So yeah, you get all this information, all these characters, and you don't really know how they all tie in together until the last scene where you're like, oh, and it leaves them on a cliffhanger. So I kind of want to keep going just to see what happens, but from what I saw in the first episode, if every episode is gonna be like that, where it's just really, really fast talking, really, really fast talking.
That could get annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny line, overreaction, more fast talking, and then a dramatic event. I'm like,
yeah, I'm hoping it's not like that throughout the whole series, but it felt like most of the cast on that was like on crack. Like they were just talking way too fast.
Yes.
But I'm trying to overlook that, and out of the shows that I watch, it's still kind of my favorite of what I've watched, just because of what's going on around it. Some of the scenes, like the main characters talked way too fast, and that's fine. I mean, they could slow it down a little bit, but the other characters that were going more to normal pace, which is fine. But like, you have all this dark material, just like dealing with the occult and demons and spirits, and obviously the show opens with looks like some foreshadowing of just like a lake full of dead people, and like they're trying to fish them out. Yeah, it makes no sense. It opens up with like how'd you forget about that? Good God. It opens up with like a question, like how did they get to this point, and like what's going on? And there's like so much cool stuff happening around everything. Like
so, you started at a future point, and then we rewind to see
what it looks like. Yeah.
What the buildup is. Okay.
Yeah, because it's. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen, or like what gets to that point. I have no idea how that ultimately comes in, or if it's going to go beyond that once they get to the end of the season. It could go further,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's because Shade, like you and I are self-proclaimed, like we like to play like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and just the fact that I don't know if it's just because I've also watched Doctor Strange this weekend, just like all like magic and just like everything to deal with like the supernatural. It's just really fun, and it was done really well. And aside from the fact that the main characters talked a little too fast, they were still kind of fun, and all this material and the storyline that has potential around it seemed really, really good. So I kind of like where it's going.
See, that was another one I was interested to see what it was going to do.
It definitely seems really cool. I'd have to give it like a couple more episodes, but if they screw it up, I could definitely see them losing me. But if they just tone it back a little bit, they could totally have me on board the entire season.
So it's one of those where they kind of have to like stabilize and actually make something. Because I mean, I kind of felt that same way about what was that one? Ray Days Case. We watched that one last season. The one had the yes. It's like in the beginning of that Taboo Tattoo, in the beginning of that they had a good like start. I was like, okay, you got me kind of going here. I can see we're doing this, but then they just dropped it, and I'm like, what the no. So I'm hoping now that you're seeing that, I'm like, are they done by the same people? Please tell me they're not. Because
it was.
Yeah. So, but if that's the case, then maybe it might be something interesting. But good Lord.
I mean, from what I noticed, it seems like they're gonna be playful with it, and all the characters seem interesting. They all have their own personality, and you can tell that they're gonna use that to play off of each other. The biggest complaint that I have is just that they talk way too fast. So you're not even able to enjoy what you're watching because you're so busy trying to keep up with what's going on.
Some of the characters, though.
Yeah. Some of the main characters.
The main characters, which is kind of unfortunate, but it does seem to bounce around a lot, just because there are a decent amount of characters that they introduce to you to in that first episode, and they all seem like they're going to play a part in this world on some level.
Yeah.
But I mean, they introduce you early on to it basically is kind of like a talk show type of program, like maybe like a local cable or local news kind of access channel, like a discussion about the supernatural, and you have like a pop star, a supernatural scientist, a medium. Like it's just one of those kind of panel shows where they're having a discussion, sort of like kind of we are, but just on like public access. And you see the end of the episode with like the supernatural scientist just dead and scalped
because and sent to one of the other characters.
Sent to one of the other characters who's like part medium, part part fortune teller almost, or like puts curses on people. She basically just deals with the supernatural for profit. She's a witch. Come to her. Yeah, almost kind of a little bit. She's, I guess you could see her as a witch too, but yeah, just like there's connectivity between all the characters on some level, and it bounces around, but there are a lot of characters, and I'm sure they're going to introduce more. But in this first one, we saw like about 5 or 6 characters they introduced. Yeah. But they're all connected in some way, and then you have this plot point of like, there's a lake full of dead people. How and why did this happen? And then will it go further than that? It's just like so much going on, but there's so much in the
unknown.
Yeah, so much unknown, but there's like so much like dark magic, spirits, demons, like everything supernatural, and like a mystery behind all of it. And you're just like, how's it all connected? What happen and what's going to happen, like what is going to go beyond that, and it's just so much stuff that they have potential with to play with and build on. So I'm like really hopeful for the show. It looks really good. That's why I kind of put it on top of the shows that I watched.
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm gonna have to watch this with somebody. Maybe we could do a backlog episode, Segro, because you said 2 things that I was wondering about, and like the scalping thing and the scientist. I didn't know that guy was on the show, and then I didn't know that scalp was in the mailbox. I know there was something nasty in her mailbox.
You did watch the episode, right?
Yes, I've seen 2 episodes. The second episode is a bit slower, so
I didn't
watch it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I say a bit because the main guy still talks 100 miles an hour, but everybody else is a bit slower. I gotta watch this with somebody, and like after each episode, I'm like, okay,
you want to discuss it?
Because I can't follow it. It's too much and too fast.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I wanna wait till the season's done because I hate doing week to week. I'll binge something.
Yeah. We should just throw it on backlog and just do a live watch party or something.
Let's do that. We'll do that.
Because it's really good. Like it's a really good premise, and it just I can't follow it. But
there's so much, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much in the world they could deal with, like so much material they can just use and build from. Like it just has a lot of potential, and it seems really cool.
Yeah, because they really established the world as being broad, because they each have a different perspective of the same thing. Like the main character has a website on occult things that are mystical, whatever. Then you have the scientist and his son who's in school for the same thing that take a more scientific approach to the occult. And then you have the media and fortune teller that they all dabble in the same thing in a different way. So you're getting different perspectives, and they set it up really well. So I hope they can keep the story going at the same kind of where everybody's exploring this from a different angle, kind of perspective, because that's what interests me the most was how similar they all are, but how different they can be.
It's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, Ray. I totally glossed over it, but it's like a part of the description of the show, and it's actually kind of a big part, it seems, from a plot standpoint, is that the main character has a blog, essentially, for seeking out supernatural events and trying to either debunk them or explain them or, essentially investigate them. And that's his whole reason. It's kind of a get-rich-quick scheme. He's doing it for, like, fame. He's doing it for, like, fame, fortune, and all that stuff. And he's just trying to build this website that to basically just amass all these supernatural events and just make a profit for it. And he's getting all those friends in on it, and that's what kind of leads them to what he's building towards, and what's going to ultimately serve as like a plot device to like help drive the story along. It's like, hey, I'm going to search out this next event, and maybe it'll build towards that lake full of people. And but yeah, that's kind of a big plot device of the show. Is like, yeah, he runs his website where it's just nothing but it's just basically a forum for people that are interested in the same thing of seeking supernatural events, and he's trying to find the stories on the cutting edge and just kind of put them out there, be one of the first ones and gain, get money and fortune and acclaim from it.
So does he actually have any interest in the occult, or is it just he wants to get rich?
He does. He does, but he also just wants to make a living off of it, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is not, obviously there's no crime with that.
No.
You do what you love, make money.
Yeah.
Cough.
It was just curiosity, like if it's actually something that he's passionate about, or if it's just because he's like, hey, I can actually make money off of this. Let me do this. So
it's hard to say after one episode, but it seems like he's passionate about it.
Yeah.
So he's not like that other guy off of
Mob Psycho.
Yeah, Mob Psycho 100.
Wait, what?
That guy. God, I wanted to.
Out of the loop on that.
It was an anime from last season where it's about this kid who has powers to exercise, I think, but his partner who doesn't have any kind of ability to deal with that, basically is just using him to do all of the work while he takes all the money.
Oh, look, yeah.
So he's like, I don't care about any of this. I got a trump card. I'm just gonna get him to do all the work. And
by exercise, you mean like do exorcisms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes care of spirits, and it was just so grueling and painful to watch because I hate characters like that are just like taking advantage of someone's naivete over that. And I'm like, oh my God, could you just beat the crap out of him because you can? But anyways.
Yeah. So we may do a watch party on it. The show is really, really cool. It has a really good concept, and
also the theme song is really good too. I like
it.
Oh, yeah.
Good theme song.
Yeah.
I love good theme songs with good animes. I don't know. It's dumb, but it was a good theme song.
Mm-hmm. No matter what it was, even when she tried to do something good, and there were so many occasions she really honestly tried to do something good, and because of her ability and because of the spirits around her, it would always end up backfiring in some way, shape, or form. Mm. And she just became known as just, she's just weird, just stay away from her. And there was a stigma put against her. So it's very sad in a lot of ways. But I mean, it's intriguing in its own way too. And you want to know about more. I mean, I want to know how even like someone who is that way, how did they end up siring more kids? Because I mean, you could see she was a loner for all the way into like almost like her high school, college years kind of thing. No one would even come near her because they were all too afraid.
I'll try to keep up with it for as long as it keeps my attention. Of being them fooled by Team Rocket and his super powerful Pikachu losing to a level 5 starter Pokemon.
Which makes no sense. I don't get it. Like,
I don't either.